Alright, I'm going to show you how to install wall art and some of the mistakes that people are making. And so let's start with the beginning. You're supposed to wash your wall first. This is low-tack vinyl. If your wall is dusty, it keeps the adhesive from sticking, so you have to wash the wall first. And then you have to dry the wall. So I'm going to do what an average person would do. I would wash my wall with a wet towel. And water's fine. And then I'd come back through and I would dry it with a paper towel. And you would think your wall is dry, but it's not. I'm going to show you. It won't stick. The masking tape will not stick to it because what happens is the paint soaks up the water. Now different paints soak up differently. Let's say you have a matte or an eggshell finish. It soaks more water up than, let's say, high gloss. So up here I washed it and dried it properly. If you take a piece of masking tape, it sticks. Actually sticks a little too well. Alright, so the proper way of drying the wall is you gotta let your wall sit for like 2 hours after you wash it, or put a fan on it. You gotta get it dry. I mean, it feels dry, but it's not. That's the biggest mistake people are making. They're not washing the wall to get the dust off it, and when they do wash it, it's still wet when they're trying to apply their vinyl. It's wet, still wet here. I mean, it feels dry, but it's actually wet. So let's go on to the actual installation. We're going to start out with this. If your wall art is wider than it is tall, you'd want to hinge it this way. Now if your wall art was taller than it was wide, you would hinge it like this. So mine is wider than it is tall, this one is, so I'm going to stick it on here. And I would put a hinge with painter's tape so I don't hurt the paint. And then I would take, and then I'd go from there and adjust it, you know, peel it off and keep putting it back to where you get where you want it. Then I'd put another piece of tape next to there just to get us a nice secure hinge. Next thing you need is some scissors and another piece of painter's tape. Now this is a small one. If you're doing a big long one or a big tall one, you might need an extra person, but here's a trick that you can do by yourself. First of all, when you're peeling back your parts from your backing, make sure they stay on the transfer tape. If they don't want to come off, just give a little pressure with your finger and they will stay on the transfer tape. See, that will start to doesn't want to go. So I can lay it down here, rub it a little bit, and then see how it comes off. Okay, now if you're doing this by yourself, you can take another piece of painter's tape and just hang it up like that out of your way. Or if it's a big long one, I definitely will tape it up or have someone hold it for you. But if you get like that far, cut the backing off. Then you want to come back, and you don't want to pull hard on this. You want to get like a curve to it, like that, and it'll guide itself because this is holding in place. So then we'll come back through and we'll smooth it out. Put some pressure on it. Once there's no wrinkles in it, just put some pressure on it, get it down nice and good. By the way, if you don't have a squeegee, you can take a driver's license and then wrap one wrap around like an old T-shirt, so you get a soft edge out of that, and then you can use that and it won't hurt your paint and scratch up your paint when you're doing it. All right, now we got that far. We can then remove our hinge and fold this back and peel this backing off. Making sure all the parts stay on the top layer, which is the transfer tape. And like I said, this is a small one. Bigger items, you might want to have someone help because if they got a lot of small parts, they're kind of a pain. Alright, same way, when I put her to a round, curved here, and put her down. Like so. Now when we go to remove our tape, you don't want to pull out on it. You want to start at corner and you want to kind of roll it back. Either roll it down or roll it up. And you want to start rolling it down like this. Now if your part starts to come off the wall, you can't put this back on and rub it real hard with your finger and go like that. But if it's not sticking, it's because you did something wrong. Either you washed it and didn't let it dry, or you didn't wash it. Or you have some funky paint. But still, if you just roll it back and be careful with it, it'll stay on there for you. Like so. So let's recap here. You need to wash the wall. You need to dry it. Let it sit for 2 hours or put a fan on it to get it fully dry. And it'll go on that easy, just like I did. With bigger items, get some help or use tape to hold it in place. If your item is wider than it is tall, you would hinge it this way. If your item is taller than it is wide, you would hinge it this way.